Introduction to the topic. Hazards may be harmful to humans if did not handled properly. Handle by implementing control measures in the early and during the operation. A complete understanding is required in choosing method that will provide adequate control. Guidelines propose a safer way to establish safe storage and warehousing of chemical, whether already existing or in a planning stage. There are three key responsibilities, which is the supplier of owner of the chemicals, the warehouse employer or owner, and warehouse employees or keeper. Legal framework. Legal framework divided into three, which is occupational safety and health classification, packaging and labeling of hazardous chemicals, Regulation 1997. The duties on supplier to classify chemicals according to their hazardous properties. Second is the occupational safety and health use standard of exposure of chemical hazards to health, Regulation 2000. Employer is obliged to identify chemical hazards to health, comply with the permissible exposure limits. Lastly is occupational safety and health control of industrial major accident hazard, Regulation 1996. Apply to certain premises where specified quantities of particular chemicals are stored or used. There are 7 common causes of incident. First is lack of awareness of the properties of the hazardous chemicals. Second is operate error due to lack of training. Next is inappropriate storage condition with respect to the hazard of the chemicals. Inadequate design, installation or maintenance of buildings and equipment, exposure to heat from a nearby fire, poor control over sources of ignition including smoking and smoking material, and lastly, vandalism and arson. There are 10 hazard categories, which comprise 5 hazard categories based on physiochemical properties: explosive, oxidizing, extremely flammable, highly flammable and flammable, and 5 hazard categories based on health effect, which is very toxic, corrosive, harmful and irritant. The first one is explosive. The Occupational Safety and Health Classification, Packaging and Labeling of Hazardous Chemical, Regulation 1997 define explosive as the chemicals or preparation which may explode under the effect of flame or which are more sensitive to shocks or friction than dinitrobenzene. The storage places should be situated far away from other buildings and structures so as to minimize damage in case of explosion. Manufacture of explosive issue construction as the most suitable type of storage. The storeroom should be of a solid construction and kept securely locked when not in use. No store should be near a building containing oil, grease, waste, combustible material or flammable material. Open fire or flame. The magazine should be situated at least 16 meters away from any power plant, tunnel, mine shaft, dam, highway or building. Advantage should be taken of any protection offered by natural features such as hills, hollow, dense wood or forest. Artificial barrier of earth or stone walls are sometimes placed around such storage places. The storage place should be well ventilated and free from dampness. Non-ferrous tools should be used for opening cases of explosives. Next is oxidizing. Oxidizing chemicals and preparation are chemicals and preparation which give rise to highly exothermic reaction when in contact with other chemicals, particularly flammable chemicals. These are chemicals that supply their own oxygen and do readily exist and maintain combustion. Examples are sodium chlorate, potassium nitrate and ammonium nitrate. For examples, concentrated nitric acid may create fire if they come into contact with organic combustible material. Storage rules must therefore be strictly observed, and particular sodium chlorate should not be stored on wooden pallets. Oxidizing chemicals should not be stored in close proximity to combustible chemicals. If these chemicals are stored in the same building, they should be isolated by a firewall. Generally, oxidizing chemicals should be isolated from organic material, flammable solvent, corrosive, toxicant, heat. Next is flammable groups. Under the Occupational Safety and Health Classification, Packaging and Labeling of Hazardous Chemicals, Regulation 1997, flammable chemicals are classified into three subcategories, which is extremely flammable, highly flammable, and flammable. The details of criteria with regards to hazard classification of the subcategories should be referred to the above-mentioned regulations. The precautions to be taken are different between liquid, solid, and gases as follows. First is liquid. Under the Occupational Safety and Health Classification, Packaging and Labeling of Hazardous Chemical Regulation 1997, there are three criteria in order to classify a liquid either as extremely flammable, highly flammable, or flammable. First is extremely flammable. Liquid chemicals and preparation having a flash point lower than 0 Celsius and a boiling point lower than or equal to 35 Celsius. Second is highly flammable liquids. Liquids, chemical and preparation having a flash point below 31 degrees Celsius but which are not extremely flammable. Then is flammable liquids and preparation. Liquid substances and preparation having a flash point equal to or greater than 21 degrees Celsius and less than or equal to 55 degrees Celsius. Next is solid. Under the Occupational Safety and Health Classification, Packaging and Labeling of Hazardous Chemicals, Regulation 1997, there are two criteria of solid in order to classify it as highly flammable. First is solid that can be ignited by brief contact with a source of ignition or be sensitive to friction and that will continue to burn after the removal of the source of ignition. Second is chemical and preparation which, when in contact with water or damp air, evolve highly flammable gases in hazardous quantities. Precautions to be taken include storing flammable solids in a cool, dry. Lastly is flammable in face of gases. The United Nations recommendation on the transport of dangerous goods classified gases into compressed gases, liquefied gases or dissolved under pressure. Under the Occupational Safety and Health Classification, Packaging and Labeling of Hazardous Chemical Regulation 1997, gases that are flammable in air at normal pressure are classified as highly flammable. Safety precautions are required when handling, using and storing flammable gases. Next is toxic chemical. Toxic chemicals can be harmful by contact, inhalation and ingestion. These chemicals should be avoided from contact with heat, acid, moisture and oxidizing chemicals. Very toxic chemical and carcinogen should be stored in ventilated storage areas in unbreakable secondary containers. Chemical with high chronic toxicity such as mutagen, teratogen and carcinogen should be identified with a label. It is important that employees do not handle these materials without being aware of their hazard and be given proper training. It is important that adequate personal protective equipment is available at any time toxic chemicals are handled and for use when clearing up spillage and toxic chemical. For example, glove, boot, eye shade and others. Lastly is corrosive chemical. Corrosive chemicals include strong acid, alkali and other chemicals which will cause burn or irritation of the skin, mucous membrane or eye or will damage most materials. Storage areas for corrosive chemicals should be isolated from the rest of the plant or warehouse by impervious wall and floor with provision for the safe disposal of spillage. Next, store corrosive and poisonous liquid in the special types of containers. Lastly, carbons containing corrosive acid should be packed with infusorial earth or other effective inorganic insulating material. Chemical storage areas should be located away from densely populated area, from drinking water sources, from area liable to flooding and from flooding and external sources of hazard. The site layout designed to allow possible separation of incompatible materials by use separate building, firewalls or other acceptable precautions should be permit safe movement and transport of material. Site and building should be adequately protected from trespassers by secure fencing, gate, and other security measures since many warehouses fire are the result of arson. Boundaries be surrounded by a secure boundary wall or fence which should be maintained in a good state of repair. Design to warehouses consist of wall. Wall provide protection against external risks. The material best suited to combine fire resistance with physical strength and stability are concreted, solid brick or concrete blocks. Concrete walls should be at least 15 cm thick, 6 inches, and brick walls should be at least 23 cm, 59 inches thick. Fire doors and emergency exit should be provided with not less than 2 exits from every floor. Floor is sufficient strength to sustain the loads and prevent a risk of falling, and maintain and keep from any loose materials. Drainage system is to prevent uncontrolled release of contaminated fire, fighting water and spill or release a chemical. Lightning protection is to protect against the effect of lightning strike should be considered. Roofing must be able to keep out rain, water, and the design should be allowed for fumes and heat to ventilate in the event of fire.